Hi, and welcome to another episode 2 of the Boss's Corner. With me is my longtime friend, acquaintance. I don't even know, words can't describe this awesome lady, Nikki Frank with Thoreau Services. Just want to thank you for coming on the call with us, and just want to, I guess, tell your story. Explain to the people out there of, who you are, what company you're with, what you do, and maybe a little bit of the history on your company for those of the people out there that don't know who you are, which I highly doubt it. If you've ran in the I guess facility maintenance and janitorial space, you definitely know who Nikki Frank is. But on that note, so give us a little intro about yourself.
Well, thank you for that kind of an introduction. I appreciate that. And it's my
Absolutely.
pleasure. And I was kind of honored. I was honored that you would call to want to interview me because you and I have a long-term relationship and friendship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do value you as
January 31st, January 1st, coming up, I'll be a certified woman-owned business, been in business 31 years
nice.
in the janitorial sector and repair and maintenance we're doing, but janitorial to luxury brands, now to all brands. At first, one time we were luxury brands, was our specialty. With the changing in the industry, we've opened it up, and with Prism changing to Connects, we've opened it up to all divisions of facilities.
Okay.
We're
Excellent.
janitorial, we're construction cleans, COVID cleans now,
Right.
uh,
How has
emergency,
that impacted your
emergency,
business?
what?
How has that impacted your business this year? It's probably a good thing and a bad thing, just like
It's
everybody
it's
else.
a it's impacted it impact in a good way, but it's not the way I want to make money. It
Yeah.
has absolutely been a difficult year for me personally.
Right.
I have had to lock down. I've stayed in my house. I've closed. I haven't been in my office since March 6th. I haven't been in a market. I've absolutely just worked from home every day.
Well, it's
Uh,
tough.
the,
It's tough. It
it
definitely.
has really scared me.
Yeah. I could see
And
how, it's been trying for everybody, and congratulations on your, what'd you say, 35th anniversary? 31,
31 years in
31
the
years.
industry.
And this January will be our 20th year, believe it or not,
I know.
which is crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, which is amazing. And so for those people that don't, understand, how did you get started in this business, in the janitorial space?
Well, it was a very odd thing how I got started. I was president of a property management and renovation company with four attorneys in Century City. And the real estate market dropped out in 1989. At the end of 89, I lost everything and had to start over. I had had a big company and had been in business for myself always. And I had an office in a building with a partner of mine and was trying to think of where to start again. And I saw a woman with a vacuum cleaner. And
Right.
I thought, wow, that's interesting. In a bad economy in California, there is someone that still keeps the janitorial services. So I found out who this person was working for. And I met with the owner who had no books, didn't have any, she didn't have a company. And I said, look, I'm right now, I'm looking for something to do. And my forte is marketing, and I can help you build this if you would like. She said, yes. In about 3 months, I knew so many people. I had a company. I put books together, and then I became a partner and then bought the company out in 1995. We were already nationwide, but I
Wow.
started with a vision of just watching a woman with a vacuum cleaner. And that's
Wow.
how the company is what it is today.
That's amazing. I mean, it's a true success story, and it just goes to show, you could when you get knocked down, you could just pick yourself up, and that's kudos to you. That's phenomenal. Um,
I met your company. I met Bob at a convention one year. I was introduced to him. I started doing work for you. And
How long ago do you think that was now? I have a
I,
hard time putting a
I,
date on that.
I don't know. I was trying to figure it out, but all I know is we went to lunch. I was introduced to you, and we just hit it off as people, and we became friends.
Yes,
Before really business partners or business associates, we became friends.
yes.
And
And I truly I appreciate our friendship. It's it's not many times in business that you come across very dynamic people and you connect with people and I look at you as one of those people that I instantaneously connected with. However long that was. I have to say it's at least 8 years ago, maybe
I would
10
say
years
it's
ago.
over 10. I
10
think
years,
it's
yeah,
over
maybe 10
10.
years, maybe 10 years now. It's hard to put a time frame on that, but and not only did you connect with me, you connected with the whole family, my father as well. I know he thought very highly of you. He often loved the dialogue that you guys had. So thank you for that as well. It's been, like you said, a trying year for everybody, and definitely for us with the loss of my father in June was very difficult.
And
Um,
I miss your father. I still think about him. He was a good friend,
yeah,
good associate, good partner, good friend.
yeah.
And that was very sad for me
Yeah,
personally.
it's a difficult time. We're pushing through. We're carrying on the torch, and make them proud on going forward. But the industry's definitely changed.
Definitely.
And
One thing I
not only because of COVID. I think over the last probably 10 years, 15
yes,
years, it's changed drastically from the entrance of the Amazons and the buying online and constantly reinventing itself. And, where do you see the industry going in the next 10 years?
it's a hard question. The way I see it is it used to be relationship built on
Yeah.
relationships. And for me personally, my company is built on relationships. I have very long-term relationships. I have clients for 18, 19, 25 years.
Yep.
It
I
was,
agree with that.
and I still have very close relationships with them.
Yes.
Then that changed. Procurement people started coming in. There was procurement departments where before it was more on relationships. I think the industry, it's going away from the relationships, which is I find very hard for me.
Well, you know what? I think COVID actually brought that back a little bit, relying on the relationships, because when people were losing their jobs and needed help, it really came down to relationships, and they can reach out. And I know you've probably spoken to many people that have lost their jobs in this particular
Yes,
industry. And, you're the type, as well as I am, that can, help these people in more ways than one, on both sides of the house, on the client side and on the, and on the vendor side. But, having those relationships really, played a tremendous role in the way things are going now. And, the industry is definitely changing, I feel at least, but I also feel there's a lot of new opportunity to come. I firmly believe that over time, the next, I don't know, 6 to 18 months, that we're going to really see whoever pushed through the COVID and made it through, I think will reap the benefit long term.
yeah.
What advice would you give to people that want to get into this industry now? I had someone the other day I was interviewing that said, "Run." It's not what it used to be, but I don't think it's all doom and gloom. I believe it has a place, and I feel that if you're again cemented and understand the industry, that you could do well. What are your thoughts?
No, you will always need repair and maintenance.
Yep.
You will always need janitorial service. You always need emergency services. I think it's a great industry.
I agree.
I think it's a great industry that's going to continue growing. It is a growing industry, and it'll continue growing.
I agree. The services
But it's going to
industry
grow in
is
a
a
different
great
way.
industry. That's why I got involved in the services industry, because there is such a demand, whether it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and 20 years from now. I believe that service is definitely, in demand. The
I think
landscape is going to change drastically, but I'm very hopeful, and the people that understand the business will really do well.
I do think that it's going to turn around. People still like to go in the stores, touch the merchandise, see
I
the
agree.
merchandise. I still think at some point stores will come back and grow.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I
So
don't think it's going to go away like a lot of people have told me. They think it'll go away and it'll all be online.
I don't agree with that. I
I
think the
don't agree with that.
experience, the experience that some of these, locations offer. Yeah, I mean, you can see it now, just in healthcare, right? Your doctor's office is no longer your doctor's office. It's part of a multifaceted,
Right,
chain now of X amount of either regional or national healthcare offices. It's
exactly.
it's it's changing, and again, the same with the DSOs, the dental service organizations, financial sectors. I just think that it's the non-traditional retail. It's just going to change. I think the experience, what they bring to the table as a location, how the experience is engaging. I think once we get past COVID, people are going to come out in droves. Just take the movie industry. People are dying to get out to see and interact with other people and go see a movie or go out to a restaurant. It's very difficult now given the climate, and you don't want to put yourself at risk. But I firmly believe that over the next 12 to 18 months, it will go back to somewhat normal. And the certain industries that have been drastically affected, I think will really reap the benefit, because people are just starving to get out there and interact, as is myself. I'd love to see you in person.
No,
Instead of
I
doing
miss
just
seeing,
a video.
I used to go to New York every 3 to 4 months and stay there for a week and work
You know?
there. I mean, I have not been in my office since March 6th.
Wow. Yeah,
I
it's
have been
interesting.
in my house
Yeah, it's tough.
except for a doctor appointment. It's crazy. I was always traveling.
Yeah, I
I
know.
mean, my whole life just like shut down. It was,
Well, the same thing with the cruise industry, or even going on vacations. They're going to rebound in record numbers. So it's definitely not a dead industry. It's just this kind of threw a huge monkey wrench in people's plans for a 2 year period.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable what happened.
yeah,
It was
absolutely.
so unpredictable.
So what's on the horizon for you personally and Thoreau Services for the next 5 years, let's say?
Well, 5 years.
Yeah.
I brought my son in as president of the company, Billy Frank.
Yes. Love him. Great guy.
He's a great guy. Brought him in. I'm going to rebuild a team, and he's going to be the head of it. I am still going to be the CEO, the founder of the company, but I hope within 5 years I will be more just meeting with clients, not overseeing, be in the background more.
Right.
And let my team and my son take over. That's what I would see in 5 years.
I come from a family business, so I could appreciate it. It is
Yeah.
it's
I
fun,
mean,
it's stressful, but it's no one's got your back like family. That's for sure.
yeah.
That's for sure.
And that's how I've always felt when I felt really close to your company. I mean, I felt close to your family, as you said. I
Yep.
was close to your dad. I was close to you. And I feel that way with clients, almost like their family. I mean, I'm attached. I get very attached.
I agree.
I want to still be the head of my company, the brand of my company, but I want other people to be running the organization. I do plan on restructuring so that we move ahead in the industry in a way and open up to new ideas. That has to be done. I'm very old school. I know that. I'll be the first to admit it. I don't like change. So I have to have,
Oh.
I have to build a team, and that's what I'm doing now, that will build for change. I'm
Yeah.
looking for change now. I have
Now,
to.
now is a great time to do it, though. Again, being stripped down to, the core. If one thing I learned from this pandemic was you realized who is essential in your organization and who's going to carry it, through a tough time. And, there has been some restructuring over here as well. I think that, you know, on a go forward, there, with all of these people that are being laid off, and there is a tremendous talent pool that's out there. And if we could access it on a go forward, I think, like you, we could really, change our brand and really
So
get
that's what I'm
the right
doing,
talent.
talking to people,
Yep.
restructuring the organization, trying to do it in a way where I am very hard in letting go and I've never had a salesperson. I've done all my own sales
That's great.
for 30 years. I need to bring in people. I need to bring in a salesperson. Just what I'm saying. I need to let go and let a younger generation move in
Yeah,
and build Thoreau in a different, more up-to-date way.
it's tough. It's tough
I'm
to
too
do.
old fat. I'm very old fashioned.
Yeah.
I
You know
do
what?
it.
There's a place for that too. And I could appreciate that because I fall between the two philosophies, the old school and the new school. I watched my father with the old school, and the handshake and your word meant something,
Right.
to, really engaging with the new school as well. So I fall in between the two logics, if you will. And there's no right or wrong, but I do feel that they do have their place. And I wouldn't throw it out, but, stick to what's worked,
Well,
and just adapt.
I'm too much old school and Billy's new school. So I think that bringing in a new team, bringing in Billy, my son,
Yep.
that'll be the new school.
Yes, yes.
And
he's,
that's the
like I said, he's a
direction
great
to-
guy. And
Yeah.
he's a very smart guy, and I've had many a conversation with him. And
So
please tell
that's
him I
the
said hello.
direction I'm going into. I've already started,
Good.
a new direction.
That's excellent. Well, listen, I've had a great time catching up with you. I look forward to, once this pandemic is somewhat lifted and we could travel, getting out to California. You're definitely on my stop list, if you will. But please give my best to Billy, and congratulations on 31 years. And I look to speak with you soon.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see you, really happy. And I look
Alrighty, Nick.
forward to seeing you in California or New York, wherever we can, but I'm really happy to see you.
Absolutely.
And
Talk to you soon.
thank you for calling me.
No problem. Bye now.
Bye.